Real estate in NYC remains a very busy sector in NYC. Rental apartments are always hunted by potential tenants. It creates a lot of demand for rental apartments. To meet that demand, we see builders and corporations rise to the occasion and fulfill demand efficiently. When we look at the rental buildings on offer, we see a lot of variety, both in the apartment structure and the management structure. You would easily find what you look for, from a traditional rental apartments to no-fee apartments and rent-controlled apartments. What are rent-controlled apartments? Rent-controlled apartments are a type of housing where the public authority or neighborhood specialists limit the sum a landowner can increase the rent every year. These guidelines mean safeguarding tenants from unreasonable rent hikes and giving reasonable lodging choices. Rent control commonly applies to more established structures or units. The rent increments are generally attached to explicit rules not set in stone by the administering body. The goal is to keep tenants in affordable, stable housing, especially in high-demand areas with rising rents. Criteria that qualifies apartment as rent-controlled. 1. It must be constructed before 1947. 2. It must be occupied since 1971 by the same family. 3. They are not allowed for general release and can only trickle down in the family. So if you are not a family member, you cannot take it. 4. The rule to pass to the next generation is that the new successor must be living in the home for at least 2 years before the changeover. Maximum base rent, MBR, is a system that governs rent-controlled apartments in NYC. It designates the authority to the Division of Housing and Community Renewal, DHCR, which makes policy to set maximum base rent for every apartment along with a maximum collectible rent. To adjust to the increasing prices of rents, the maximum base rent is re-evaluated every second year and changes are made to it. However, if tenants feel like stripping of any basic right or feel like a violation of any law, they can challenge the maximum base rent. Advantages of rent-controlled apartments. There are several advantages to having a rent-controlled apartment. The chief advantage is that the rent prices stay stable and there is a minimum increment yearly. In addition to it, it is guaranteed that the lease will be renewed. People do not have to leave it because of expensive rents, and it gives them a sense of security. It provides one of the most affordable housing options in NYC. Disadvantages of rent-controlled apartments. It is not good from an investment point of view as owners won't be able to make good profits. And it does not appeal to landlords to spend on maintenance since it would cost money and the landlord would not be able to increase rent. As we move forward, rent-controlled apartments are decreasing fast in number. In 50 years, numbers dropped from 2 million to merely 22,000 apartments. And if you are not a family member of an owner and do not meet the criteria, you cannot move into a rent-controlled apartment.